Whoa! Whoa! Damn it! Wow, man! Are you for real? Stop that! Hey! Don't hush out, dude! Who are you? The name's Tipper, man. Harry Tipper. Don't blow our cover, man.
Hi, this is Douglas C. Perry, Editor-in-Chief of IGN Xbox with Timesplitters Future Perfect. The third in the Timesplitters series, Free Radical, has finally gone the way of EA. Well, it's being published by EA. And it's not only doing that, it's going online for the Xbox and the PS2. Timesplitters Future Perfect sees you playing a single character this time. It's Cortez. Before, in all the other games, you played as whichever character you can fit your body into in that time realm. In this case, you're Cortez, you're chasing this one particular guy who has the time crystals and trying to figure out how you can get him, and he constantly escapes into different time zones. And it uses the Timesplitters engine, which Free Radical initiated back about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's a very good technical engine. Some of the new features include non-player character co-op play in all 3 versions. So when you're playing the single-player missions, you'll have a cooperative sort of NPC who you have to help or chase or defend. There are vehicles that pop up in various different levels. You get a slew of different, sort of an arsenal of different weapons in each time period. And this game really retains the sort of GoldenEye-ish, sort of frenetic popcorn style of first-person shooter gaming that Free Radical and before that Rare did so well with GoldenEye. So let's start with the single-player campaign. This is not Halo 2, it's not Doom 3. This is light, frenetic, fun, kind of breezy first-person shooting. This game is laced with humor. It's got lots of little funny scenarios, lots of conversations going on with the NPCs. It's lighthearted. There's a lot of double entendres. There's a little bit of sophomoric sexual humor. It's funny, and Free Radical does a great job with sort of doing this funny, geeky humor, right, that just permeates the whole game in every level, and it's very likable.
And you brought a big, muscular friend.
It ain't cool taking another guy's girl, man.
Ah, yes. I can only assume you refer to your darling kitten Celeste. I'm afraid she's a little tied up at the moment. But don't fret. I have a feeling we'll be running into her shortly. But first, it's time to get out my big weapon.
The gameplay itself is based on 13 different levels. There's 13 different levels, so it's about 6 to 8 hours of the single-player mode. So it's a short single-player mode. It's not a big, long, 15-hour single-player campaign. It's pretty quick. There's some puzzles, but very few logic puzzles. Just a few physical puzzles. Basically, you're kind of opening doors and switching things off here and there. But the range of levels is good. You start off in the future on like sort of a Mars-type planet. You fight all these kind of crazy aliens. You'll end up on a train in one particular level, having to fight off a helicopter and a bunch of guys popping up here and there. You go to a haunted house level. Under the haunted house level, where you're fighting zombies and flaming zombies with shotguns. You're going to fight ghosts, and you're going to go through all sorts of interesting experiments where you can experiment on different characters. You can stretch them and make them longer and shrink them. So there's lots of little fun things that you can do in the game. And the levels stretch out through different time periods, including 2104, 1924, 1969, 1994, 2052, and 2243. Each one with its own particular weapons and vehicles and characters that you're going to play with. The levels, for the most part, are linear, with a few splits here and there. There's a little bit of stealth, and there's mostly action. It's very straightforward, very simple. This game actually seems a little easier and a little kinder than the first 2 games. I think they've gotten easier as they've gone along. This one's probably the easiest one, and therefore it's the shortest one in the campaign mode. There's just lots of little fun things in the game like that, which you'll have to experience on your own. So then there's the map maker. There's single-player co-op, which is offline on all 3 systems, and there's multiplayer. Basically, the single-player campaign can be played with 2 players. You both start up, you play through the whole game. There's no extra levels or anything like that, but it's a lot of fun. It works well on all 3 systems, and it's something that a lot of our readers at IGN really, really love. So for the Xbox and the PS2, this game's online. For the PS2, it's 8-player, and for the Xbox, it's 16 players. So obviously, Xbox Live's able to handle more. For the most part, the online gameplay is solid. We found that it ran pretty fast, that spawning was pretty easy, that it was on both systems relatively good arcade play, and that there were no real technical issues. GameCube fans are kind of left out in the dust that way, which kind of sucks. But the 4-player split screen is good, both in the single-player campaign and in the 4-player. I could also say graphically that all the games are very good, with the GameCube and the Xbox actually being the better ones, and the PS2 being a little less good, but still all really good. Hardly any differences. Good texturing, a lot of good speed, good frame rates in all of them. Generally around 60. There is some aliasing in all 3. There is a little shimmering in all 3, but nothing really to worry about. And technically, I think that's about it. In sound, you've got Dolby Pro Logic 2 on both the PS2 and 5.1 on Xbox. For the PS2, there's widescreen progressive scan, same for Cube. And for the Xbox, you've also got 480p, which is really cool. Overall, this is a solid package. The best thing about this game is that it's good looking, it's easy to pick up and play, it's deep with modes and humor, and there's tons of great multiplayer. If anything, this game is a great multiplayer game that you're going to spend with your friends for hours and hours and hours at night. And if it's not because you're building maps on the excellent map editor that you can actually upload maps with online for the PS2 and Xbox, which is a great feature if you're into that kind of stuff. This is just a great game that you can fiddle with and change in the options on the GameCube. And it's one of those things that, yes, the single player mode's short and it's pretty simple, but the multiplayer really makes up for it. Even though there isn't a whole lot of innovation or change in the basic gameplay, once you and 4 or more friends sit around playing this game, you're going to really love it. So on the Xbox, we're giving it a 9.0, on the PS2 an 8.9, and the GameCube 8.8. This game comes out on all 3 systems, Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. Ships on Tuesday, March 22nd, and we think you'll really like it.
You're not from around here, are you?
No, and it's dangerous here. You should go home.
What? Are you kidding? There's no way I'm backing out now, so you can either help me or stay out of my way.
Fine, but I'm using the front door.
Hey, wait up!